What's going on, guys? Welcome back to episode 9 of NHL 24 Calgary Flames franchise mode series. As always, thank you guys so much for support in the last episode. If you can leave a thumbs up on this one as well, I'd really appreciate it. You guys asked for 10 episodes, so that's what we're going to do. Also, I gave you guys a ton of time to watch the last one, so hopefully you did. As big spoiler warning here, we finally won the Stanley Cup in Season 8. I'm hoping this team can at least win one more here in one of the final 2 years. I really do think the team's that good. Obviously, led by 95 overall Jack Hughes. You guys can see right now in the preseason, he's got 10 points there in 6 games. We actually lost a few guys last summer, so again, check out the last episode if you missed it, but we're able to hold on to the core, and I think that's a big thing. We also held on to the leadership as well, which I think is just kind of cool, you know, for the vibe of the team. So you guys can see here, first line, we got Hughes, Misa, Martone returning, getting the +5. Second line, there's Ginla, Zeri, Pelche. Third is Irwin, Banak, Yzerman. Banak's definitely the biggest question mark on this team, but 80 overall, tape-to-tape X-Factor, good passing stats. Last year, he, I think, had, 78 assists in 72 AHL games. Of course, was on our team for a couple seasons, so I'm hoping he really pop off here, playing third line with Yzerman and Irwin. Fourth line looks very solid, same as the last couple seasons there, in Hanzik, Hemming, and Ginla. Defensively here, we got DuPont, Siders, our top pair. Oberg, Anderson on the second with Engstrom and Hedberg on the bottom. Oberg here, 80 overall, medium elite. Defensive defenseman, Hedberg, same thing, 81 overall. Medium league defensive defenseman. So really hoping those guys can turn into great shutdown players. Oberg as well, another guy that's going to need a raise. So we might be losing some more guys this summer. Andreanov there, our starter. Schmid backing him up. Andreanov coming off a Vezina, I believe. George there starting the AHL. You look at the rest of the AHL team, you can see a couple 80s on that first line. We've got an 81 Gride in there on the second. Like, AHL team, maybe this is the year they actually finally do some damage. We got an 80 overall Mackenzie Weegar. Accidentally, or not accidentally, I signed him, he dropped in rating. I knew that could happen. So probably going to have him going back the other way in a deal at the deadline. Again, goaltending I already showed you guys. Forgot to show you the special teams though. You can tell I haven't recorded in about a week. So first line there, all 90 plus, +5 chem. They look absolutely unreal. So they're all playing like 95s. Second power play there I think looks really good. Both foremans are solid. PK1 there getting the +5. I can see having with Irwin, Sider, Oberg. I mean, all of our best kind of shutdown players. Even the second one there looks pretty good with the +3. So overall, team's looking very solid. We actually get no negative chemistry for the first time, I think, ever. So that is awesome to see. Now, like I said, guys, same captaincy. So hopefully this leadership group can bring us back-to-back Stanley Cups. Before we do start the sim here, guys, I will show you our ratings heading into this season. Trying to go back-to-back. We've got 100 offense, 97 defense, 89 goaltending. So very highly rated team. Let's see if they can do it. And like I was saying before, guys, I think we might lose some players again this summer. I mean, we do have 6 guys on the team that are 90 plus, so can't be too upset. But Irwin and Oberg need new deals. In terms of extension dollars, we have $3 million. So we literally have the money we have right now because the only players that need new deals are basically entry-level players. So that puts us in a tough spot. Luckily this year, you know, we're getting 88 overalls on entry level, but yeah, we're gonna have to move somebody out after this season. I guess, let's see, what are they looking for? Irwin wants 5.4, Oberg wants 7.6. Yeah, neither of those are gonna happen. Maybe Hedberg being only an 81. He wants 2.2. Okay, we only need him for one more year, so let's actually offer him $2 million because, you know, he should just continue to grow, in which case that'll actually be a good contract. And look at this, guys. We actually went 6-0-1 in the preseason. I know it's just the preseason, but still, didn't lose a single game in regulation. And Hedberg there, I believe, said yes. I accidentally double-clicked Ed. And yes, he did. So I think $2 million for him was a really good deal. All right, guys. So it's now the end of December here. We have a record of 22-6 which isn't bad, but as you can see, we're third place in the division, tied with the Kings. Actually, 44 points. I'm surprised we're this high. Canucks there in first with 60. Looks like, again, we're in the division with the best team. No longer the Oilers, now it's the Canucks. Leading scorer here, Jack Hughes, 41-38, looking really good. AHL team, Isaac Howard, about a point per game. They're still doing bad. I don't get it. I mean, they're not that far out of it, 7 points there, but still, like, the AHL team, I don't know. I guess their division does have 10 teams, whereas the other division's 8, 7, 7. So, tough division, but still, I don't know. I feel like AHL team might be honestly be cursed. And now this is kind of funny, guys. The Islanders want Cole Yzerman back from us, offering up Sorelli. Don't think I'm going to do this, but I'm just kind of curious to see. He's making 7.5. What's he rated at this point? 85 overall, obviously. Very solid defensively, 4.5 stars. Yzerman, 24 goals for us, 18 assists, third line. I think I'll hold on to him. And now, guys, at the deadline, we have a record of 38, 25, and 1. So we're playing even better. We've actually dropped down the standings, though. 77 points. We're tied there with the Oilers. Kings one above us. Canucks at 91. Dominating the NHL. Wow, the Atlantic Division, 70 points puts you in the lead. So our division's a lot better. At least the top of it, you can see Golden Knight 64. So should be comfortably in a playoff spot here. AHL team 23, 22, and 7. They're positive record now. Still 9 points back from a playoff spot, though. So I don't think it's going to happen this year. Howard, again, our leading scorer. NHL, it's probably Jack Hughes. It is 66 and 64. So we'll get to the deadline here, guys. Like I said, we can definitely trade away Uyghur, which will clear up about $2.5 million in cap space. We already have 2.5, so right there's 5. Retain salary on a player. We could bring in like a $10 million guy. Connor Geekie up to a 91 for Tampa Bay. My goodness. Making $13 million. Gabriel Daigle there with the Preds. Kind of interesting because, of course, Escarado just asked for a trade real life. Jack Eichel there. 3 years left at 10.7. We definitely want a rental. Power, Veleno. Lane Hudson there. Don't see him available that often. Thomas Bordelot. Brisson, Kovalenko, Middlestat. I mean, I think, honestly, Cirelli might make the most sense. Like a super third liner. A guy that can play power play, can play PK. Take a look and see if the Islanders actually still have him available. He was only an 85, so I don't think... Yeah, he is still there. Shouldn't really cost us a ton. And again, $7.5 million at 50%, we should be able to take back. And now at the deadline here, he's got 15 goals and 24 assists. So that's 37 points. I like those defensive stats. I like the fact, I'm pretty sure there's 1 year left. Levshunov as well. I mean, is there a way we could get both of these dudes? $6.5 million, so it'll be close, but honestly, maybe. And I was looking at the players they like, guys. Tyler Del Rio here, 19 years old, 75 overall already, medium top 4. We just drafted him 5th round 2031 draft, so this dude looking like a stud. And look at this, guys. At 50% retention, we can take back both. Now, Uyghur here with Murley, who's a medium top 6. Not very high rated for his age, 22, still not even a 70. Does not have enough value, so... I mean, we're bringing in 2 great players here, really trying to go back-to-back. Definitely our first-round pick we do not need. That alone's not good enough, so one guy we could trade is elite player here in Reitz. 1968. I'd rather not move him, though. I feel like could probably use him to get like a bigger player, especially for next year. Somebody maybe with less salary, since we're going to be probably losing someone. Rieger, high elite. I mean... Andranov there, it's looking like he'll be the goalie for the future. I think the high elite goalie has less value. Let me see. It's like right at the R. Actually, Rieger here looks to have about the same, but honestly, I'd just rather trade him, I think, than the forward, because the forward could spike in rating easier. Asset no longer on the team. That sucks. Okay, so who did the Islanders move on from? It was Levshunov. I mean, originally I just wanted Cirelli anyway, so we'll keep our high elite goalie. Maybe even our first round pick. I think we'd probably do Uyghur, Murley here, and a second. We'll do a future second there, 2033, to get Cirelli at 50%. The Islanders say no, quite far off. Okay, I mean, it's the final year. We're trying to go back-to-back. We give them the first rounder, and there we go. So hopefully, I think I said Cirelli, I'll be a big addition. Now, obviously, Cirelli coming in. Benak's probably going to sit. We'll take a look, though. If he's actually tearing it up, we can keep him. But if not, just have him for next year. 6 goals, 25 assists, 31 points. Third line, doesn't actually get any special team time. That's not bad at all. And he's only got 1 year left on his deal, so probably if we send him, could get him for cheaper for next year, although kind of a cheap thing to do. And now speaking of defensemen, guys, Seattle Kraken here offering us Broberg for Honzek. Very interesting what went down in real life with the St. Louis Blues offer-sheeting him and Holloway. I think tomorrow, I guess today when you guys are watching this, we'll actually find out, what the Oilers decided to do there. Right now, based on their moves, it looks like they might be matching Broberg and letting Holloway go, which I think is kind of the opposite of what people thought was going to happen. Broberg here, 83 overall. Of course, was with us for quite a bit, but... yeah, 83 overall just doesn't make sense. Just kind of curious. Yeah, honestly, he had some of his best seasons with us. 36, 28, and then you can see he fell down quite a bit. Probably because he was getting a lot of ice time with us when we were rebuilding. Then we kind of got too good to have a spot for him. So, gonna say no, but was curious what he was looking like at this point. All right, guys, so the trade deadline's now complete. I just made the one trade there for Cirelli. I was looking around, and I feel like it was the only move we really needed to make. Sam Bennett there, former player of ours, now on the Kraken. I guess he's actually played for the Flames twice. Broberg actually ended up getting moved there to the Ducks. Let's see... any other big names? Julian Lutz, kind of a good prospect. Caden Gooley to the Lightning, pretty big name. Philip Misar there to the Leafs. Ivan off to the Ducks, I love it. McConnell Barker to the Jets. Rupe Hintz the Avs with Sogard, interesting. Liam Ogren there, the Preds. You got Anthony Cirelli, of course. Us trading for Barbashev there, the Islanders with Kravchenko. Gabriel Daglitz moved to the Rangers. I'm sure Shesterkin mustn't be there anymore. Jack Drury to the Preds. Emil Vinny there to the Stars, so some pretty good young goalies getting moved. Anton Silayev there was on our team for a bit as well. He goes to the Flyers. Maverick Bjork there to the Canucks. And I think that's pretty much it. So pretty busy trade deadline there for goalies. Yeah, you can see the Rangers there, of course, with Daigle. All right, guys, so after the trade deadline, here's an updated look at the team. As I mentioned, Cirelli's now our third line center. We got Irwin on his left wing, Eisman on his right wing. Definitely looks a lot more solid now. Also, too, Michael Misa didn't have his own ability for the longest time. Now he's got the gold third eye. Love seeing that. In terms of the defense as well, Hedberg's up to an 83. Oberg's an 89 now with a bit more X factors. So everything's looking good. I think the power plays are all the same, but obviously we brought in Cirelli, help us out on the PK, exactly what he's doing. Gets a +5 on the top unit with Irwin, and again, Irwin's an absolute beast. Look at that, 94 D awareness, 4-star physical. Cirelli's also very good defensively, but physical isn't quite there. Also have him on the, I think, second 3-man there behind Irwin. So with those two guys, with some solid young defensive defensemen, obviously all the offensive firepower we have up front, hopefully the team can make another deep run. All right, guys, rather than the season now with a record of 50, 30, and 2. Hitting 50 wins is pretty nice. Still finished third in the division because the Canucks and the Oilers are just that nasty. But, I mean, like I said, can't complain with 50 wins. AHL team, unfortunately, again missed the playoff. Just such a strange team. Don't really understand them in this sim, but 8 points back. I mean, they could get 8 points for final 4 games, but obviously all the Barracuda have to do is literally get 1 OT loss, and they're missing. So I think they're going to be missing again. Isaac Howard, though, had a solid season, close to a point per game. In the NHL, Jack Hughes, only 86. 100 points last year. This year he puts up 86. I'm not really sure what the deal was there. He had the exact same ice time, exact same line mate, so just a down year for him, I guess. Misa, 78, Martone, 76. The entire first line, I think, produced a little bit less. Because, yeah, Misa had 95 the year before. I think Martone was in the 80s. He might have even had 90 plus the year before as well. No, he was 78, so he actually only down a couple. Zeri, 68. Pelletier, 61. So, I mean, 5 guys, 60 plus points. Eyersman, 57, 32 goals. I definitely like that pickup. Ginla, 55, looking good. DuPont, 50. Playing top pair, top power play. Definitely the right move with him. Cirelli here with us. 5.17 games. I mean, third line, no power play. I guess that makes sense. Obviously, too, we want to make sure he plays well in the PK. And again, Benak, 31 points, 5 behind Irwin there. And Irwin's on the second power play, first PK. Benak might be something special. Like I said, hopefully scratch him here. We can actually get him for a little bit cheaper. Even though he played pretty well, we definitely don't need him right now. But in the final year, we're going to be losing somebody. Andreanov there at 41 wins, 911 save percentage, 276 goals against. Might have another Vezina season. George there looks to be pretty average AHL starter behind Howard. Nikolaev there, only other guy with 50 plus points. And look at the entire league here, guys. Pedersen, 115, leads the way. Savoy, 110. Like I said, Buffalo fans are punching in the air right now. Quinn Hughes, 109. Besser there. Wow. McDavid, McCarr, just all Western teams. Line 8 in the Canucks now. McKinnon, Kavasha. It's literally, we haven't seen an Eastern team. Michkov's the first one, just slightly off that first page. Matthews, though, 61 goals still. At 34 years old, he's getting it done. And now defensive scoring here, you got Quinn Hughes actually passing McCarr. Both in the hundreds, though. And Quinn Hughes has a better plus-minus, so should be winning a Norris. Goaltending stats, Herbal there, most wins. Andreanov, 5 behind him with a much better save percentage, 911. Whitehead, though, had the highest, 918 for the Oilers. Jeez, that's actually really impressive. Kind of scary, too, because they're already, you know, such a good team. And he also had the lowest goals against, so I think he's getting the William Jennings. And then rookie skaters here, you got Antoine Parks in the Blues with 49 points. I kind of feel bad, but Benak actually finished 5th in rookie scoring, 31 there and 65. He was actually on pace to finish, you know, close to low 40s in points. Maybe could have somehow sucked out a Calder trophy. I doubt it, but still, I kind of feel bad now I took that away from him. And now look at the entire league here, guys. As I mentioned, Canucks, 112 points. First place, you got the Jets, the Flyers, both with 111. I mean, you had 7 teams with 100 plus points. That's actually crazy. So there should be some teams getting, you know, absolutely nothing. Let's take a look. Last place in the league, yes. Sens there, 66. St. Louis, San Jose, also in the 60s. Goals for the Flyers were first. I actually don't see us. I mean, that makes sense. Hughes only had 86. Not our greatest season for scoring. Goals against, though, we had the second best. Only the Oilers there, 6 below us. So team had some pretty good defense. It's also surprising because our bottom pair is the worst it's been in a while. And our offense, I thought, was pretty nasty. And somehow, you know, the defense did better. The forwards did worse. But just the way it goes sometimes. So in the first round here, guys, who else? Edmonton Oilers. Someone, we got to get that, you know, multiple season tally going. But obviously, we got the better of them last season. They're going to be wanting revenge. They did get the better of us, you know, most years, though. So still have a long way to go before we can, you know, brag or anything. Draisaitl, McDavid, Savoy, an absolutely unreal first line. Wallstrom there playing with Joseph and Hage. I mean, Lekin, Lucius, Lysel's not too bad. And they actually brought Ryan McLeod back, so that's pretty funny. Defensively, very with Bouchard. That actually should be a decent top pair, but then after that, really no defensive depth. Goalie, Skinner's still there at 33. Might have like the most games played ever for an Oilers goalie, I think, at this point. So that's kind of cool. But hopefully we put some pucks past them here. Going to Edmonton for the first 2 games, guys. They got the home ice advantage. And it's a 4-0 win, 6-2 win. Let's go. Head home to Calgary. Just driving a little south. 3-2 OT win. And let's go. 5-4 OT win. We sweep the Oilers. Defending champs. We're showing them we're a new Flames team. We're not going to be pushed around anymore. Obviously, they swept us a couple times. And now we got the Canucks. So we played the Oilers there who are nasty. And now we got the President's Trophy winners. Hughes has 6 points in 4 games. Next, we'll take a look and see what that Canucks team's looking like. So the first line is Laine, Pettersson, Besser. If you guys missed it, made a trade sim video on Laine going to Montreal. Go and check it out. Obviously, pretty crazy to have a big trade like that happen in August, but I feel, Montreal did some pretty good work. You guys can see my thoughts. Schwartz there, not Jaden. Playing here with Ponomarev and DeBrusk. You got Nick Chushkin there, Waugh, Jarventi, Denisenko, Bumgarner, O'Connor, okay. Defensively, of course, led by Hughes. Hronik's still there, now 34. They definitely have better defensive depth there than the Oilers. Nabokov, 86 overall goalie, tons of X factors. Pretty cool to see. And Spencer Knight's his backup. So, Canucks team, I can see why they did so well. But again, on paper, I think we are the better team. So, hopefully in the playoffs, we can show that here. They're going to have the home ice advantage. So, first 2 games here, guys, are in Vancouver. 4-3 OT win, followed up, unfortunately, with a 6-3 loss. Head home to Calgary, 4-2 loss, 6-1 win. I mean, 2-2, I'll take it. Game 5, it's a big one. It's 5-2 loss. All right, so can we force Game 7 against the President's Trophy winners? And we do not. 2-1 loss in OT. Dang, I thought, after that, sweep against the Oilers, this team was destined for greatness. Luckily, still have one more chance here to win a couple Stanley Cups with this core. I really do think they can do it. And the Canucks go on to win the Stanley Cup. So they get the President's Trophy and the Stanley. Something they couldn't do back in 2011, but they get it done here in 2032. Sharks picking first overall, jump from 3 to 1. Wild there in second. Take a look, guys, at the playoff tree, playoff scores. Jack Hughes kind of popped off. 16 there in 10 with 9 goals. Averaging almost a goal a game. He did drop in overall by 1. Again, 86 points. To be expected, but what a playoff. Martone as well. DuPont, all those guys over point per game. Chichigan was right on. Misa just under. That's not too bad. Same with Zary. Yzerman, I really do think he was a great pickup for us. Andranov here, 914, 302. Decent enough stats. Definitely not his fault, I'd say. So, Canucks here beat the Kings in 5, us in 6, Blackhawks in 6, and then the Flyers in 5. Flyers, of course, led by Michkov. We saw how good he was when looking at the stats. Next year, guys, we'll take a look at the award. Canucks, of course, with the Stanley and the President's Trophy. They actually went back-to-back President's Trophies. Good for them. The Flyers, the new Ottawa Senators, I didn't even realize 3 straight Prince of Wales trophies. Unlike the Senators, though, they actually won a Stanley Cup. They won the first one, then lost to us in the Canucks. But pretty crazy to kind of see these Eastern dynasties, we'll call them. Pettersson, of course, Art Ross Trophy. Savoy, though, gets back-to-back Hearts. That's insane. Oilers won it 4 years in a row. Next year, you got Quinn Hughes winning the James Norris, breaking McCarr's streak. He also gets the Lady Bing to break McCarr's streak. Spot-check Calder. Hughes with the Conn Smythe. Whitehead there, they get the Vezina as we predicted. Also got the William Jennings. Boltman, Bill Masterton. LA coach Jack Adams. Will Smith with the Selkies won a couple now. You got Savoy, Ted Lindsay, and then Matthews there. Back on track, winning another Maurice Richard. AHL award, Syracuse Crunch, Calder Cup. Again, I can't believe, our AHL team's just been so bad. Looking to see if there's any real players here. Herfinen, MVP of the playoffs there, but mostly, a bunch of new guys in the AHL, as you'd expect. A lot of the vets have retired at this point. Speaking of which, guys, I think retirement page is going to be coming up next. The only guy on our team that even has a chance, I want to say, is Rasmus Andersson, and honestly, he's been the captain, the entire way. I would hope he, stays with us. We'll have to see, though. Okay, that's big news for us getting through the West. Draisaitl retires, 94 overall still at 36. He calls it quits. Was it on the last year of his deal? He actually could have played one more year and make $12 million. Scheifele there, Trocheck. Huberdeau here ended up on Detroit. We traded him to Vegas. Looks like, he did play there till I think his contract ran up. Buchnevich, Bertuzzi, Sam Bennett there, Schmaltz, Lehkonen. Okay, another Oiler. Teravainen, Bjorkstrand. Aaron Ekblad, of course, played some games with us. Mackenzie Weegar retires. Geez, yeah, we traded for him 1 year before he retired, and like I said, dropped in rating a bunch, but I don't see Anderson here. I think he's probably not, because I feel like he'd have too many points. Yeah, no retired players for us. Forgot to take a look at the goalies. I don't think there's any way for me to go back, so I apologize. Hopefully, no big names. And before we get to the draft here, guys, I do want to double check what all of our, young pending RFAs are asking for. So, Oberg, like I said, up to 89. He wants 10 million. I don't even know. I think we have to trade him. I'd like to keep him, but I don't really think it's feasible. Irwin dropped in rating by 1. His ask also dropped, $3 million. We have $3 million. Okay, so that's perfect. We'll offer 275. That should get it. So luckily for us, didn't have a huge year. Dropped in rating by 1, and all of a sudden, ask his way down. But Nax up to an 83, and he wants $3 million. I think he's a guy we could qualify, probably get cheap. Sorelli, we're definitely just going to let go. Goalies are good, so we actually should be good. We're just going to lose a defenseman, but in terms of the defense, I think we got guys we could, plug in there. Worst case, Etienne Morin, who actually was drafted by the Flames, so it'd be kind of cool. Him getting a chance in the NHL. You also got Luke Fisher, who I think we drafted the first year. Yeah, second rounder 2024. Could call him up. And now look at the draft here, guys. You've actually got a couple of right-handed defensemen going to go 1 and 2. Our scouts say number 2 is a gem. I mean, pretty much always number 1 guy's the best. Similar style, Victor Hedman. Erickson there, also Victor Hedman. Okay, would they take our 89 overall guy? Because he's definitely better. He's only a few years older. We just simply can't afford him. Scouted there by the same dude. So, looking at gems, any guaranteed medium elites. We do have one, a goaltender. We'll take that. We also got a medium top 4 there. Going to go like 100. That's pretty good. And this unknown guy, going to go like 7th round. We'll take it. And now in terms of guaranteed medium elites, we have another goalie from Hungary. All right, it's going to be like a 3rd round pick. We also got a guaranteed medium top 6. Going to go like 5th round. Couple actually. So, hopefully I can turn those guys probably into a trade because 1 year, there's no way they make the team. And so like I was saying, guys, I'm not trying to make a trade here for one of the top picks. Sharks are in our division. Probably going to make this trade the Wild because they're in the Central. Less competition there for a playoff spot. And again, where is he? So Oberg, a great player, 89 overall, 22, but he wants 10 million. We literally, I don't know. I don't think there's a way we can afford him. We'd have to trade away Sider, but he's a 91 last year. You take the guy that's higher rated. DuPont's not going anywhere. Hedberg, $2 million really isn't going to help us. I could trade Anderson, but then we're still, $4 million short. Plus Yzerman we were trading away, and I feel like it's probably not even worth it. Like, you look at the composition of other teams, they have an awesome top pair, then the defensive depth isn't really there, so I think it does make sense just to keep our forward group intact. But it really sucks, guys. Like, look at how good Oberg is. 5-star defense, 5-star physical, offering up to the Wild right now for 2nd overall. They say no. That's crazy. I mean, I kind of get it. Maybe there's a team that has like a slightly older but still on entry-level deal defenseman. And Janik, their 1st overall, is only an 80, so yeah, maybe it doesn't even make sense to make this trade. All right, guys, so I found the player I want. Oscar Paulson here on the Blackhawks, 88 overall, elite potential defenseman, make an entry level. He's actually the 1st overall pick, 2030, so a couple drafts ago. You can see there, 89 defensive awareness isn't as good as our guy, but he's got 98 shot block and stick check. Also has 98 aggressiveness, body check, and strength. He's about as good a replacement as we can get. He's also left-handed, which actually might help us out. Could potentially have like DuPont Sider split up. So I doubt they would do 1-for-1 because they probably know that Oberg, does need a new contract. Yeah, trades rejected. It does look close. I'll see if a 2nd round pick does it for them. Maybe the Blackhawks were going to have a ton of cap space. Trade still rejected. Honestly, guys, because this trade does, keep our team intact, I could give up Rieger, the high elite goalie. This is our best chance to run it back. I'll take the 2nd off at that point because, yeah, this is a massive, massive offer to Blackhawks. And they do say yes. Okay, so that should keep our team contending. Paulson, very, similar player. Might even actually grow a bit more this summer. You never know. Hedberg comes back. Anderson, 784. It's a good thing he's the captain. Like I said, Morin, I'm fine being the 6th guy. I'm playing on that bottom pair with Hedberg. So we bring in Benak to replace Sorelli and should have the squad back and hopefully, you could, like I said, win one more Stanley Cup. And so I just entered our next pick here, guys, number 12 in the 3rd round. I'll show you the 1st round quickly. Definitely like the trade we made, better than going for the 2nd overall. You can see Erickson was only a 78. Yeah, top 5 there, medium elites, all high 70s. I think I said before, but it's really interesting to me how, the future drafts seem to have less of the medium franchises, even though there's no real players in them, where the early drafts that have real players have more of the studs. It doesn't make sense, especially when I literally increased the prospect and draft quality later on. Henley there, of course, we knew it was going to be medium elite, 57 overall, so a great pickup. Now picking still in the 3rd round. Probably just going to go with our next pin guy. McGinn here's a gem, but low top 4. Honestly, not even worth taking. I guess at this point, we'll take Valesi, who's a guaranteed medium top 4. And he's 58 overall, which isn't too bad. And now you guys are picking in the 4th round here. I think we're going to take the other goalie at this point. So, yeah, Inglis, hopefully I said that right. Guaranteed medium elite. And he's only 48 overall, but still, in the 4th round, we can't be too upset. And next year, guys, we have a 5th round pick. I think here we're going to go, I guess, whoever's next. Rambo, the low elite guy. And he's 67 overall. That's actually pretty high for a late 5th round pick. That's sick. Now in the 6th round here, guys, we'll take Tokarski, the grinder who's a gem. He's also a low elite, 48 overall. That's sick. We do have a pick here in the 7th. No one left on our pins, so we actually have another 6th round pick too. So I might just trade both these picks for next year, just in case, we do need them to make some trades. I think the Blackhawks had to overpay to get that guy, so we'll do the trade with them. And like I said, just gives us a bit more draft capital for next year. Actually, I'm an idiot. I accidentally traded for the 6th and 7th this year. I wanted 6th and 7th next year. Whoever approves the trade is going to be like, what kind of collusion's going on there? And there we go, guys. Irwin said yes to the extension. I think that's a really good deal for guys. Elite potential, plays power play, plays PK. So, like I said, the trade we made should, help our team stay together. We got 1.1 million cap space. Luckily, no one to resign aside from Benak. and to qualify him, it costs 1.2. So it's letting us qualify him. Sorelli, when you were losing, it's actually down to 82. So I did want to bring him back anyways. Very, yeah, gonna be very quiet offseason here. We'll probably try and bring in a couple AHL players, but goalie-wise, they're staying the same, AHL and NHL. Defensively, I mean, AHL players I'll bring back, even though it didn't really do the greatest last year. Jokinen wants way too much, but again, I think more makes NHL, so gonna have to sign at least one AHL defenseman. Del Rio, like I said, looking like a stud if we're gonna keep this thing going, but defense should still be good, then forward group as well. If everyone stays, we're fine. And this kind of sucks, guys. I just noticed Hemming actually dropped in rating by 2. He's been playing fourth line for so long. He had 15 points last year, minus 14. I mean, defensively, still pretty good, so it's a bit expensive, but I think, you know, we're stuck with the guys. We kind of chose our core. And Nikolaev here, guys, been on the HL team for so long, all of a sudden wants over $1 million bucks, so got to let him go. Maybe he's the guy that's cursed. Maybe this is the year they finally break through. Also, Luke Musa, not really worth a contract, but you know, just to make sure his brother stays happy, we'll keep him. As like I was saying, guys, just a bunch of AHL deals here. Hopefully, Benak will accept the qualifying offer. But even if he doesn't, we can just wait till the fall and we'll have $2.5 million, which will be enough to sign him. And so entering free agency here, guys, obviously can't spend any money. Got a few 90 overalls there. But we're just looking for some AHL steals. Obrick there, you can see, currently holding out. Cole Hudson, what the heck? 83 overall, wants $10 million. UFA. Did he go off last year? 40 points, 63 games. Okay, so actually, like, that's 50 points. Wasn't even getting that much ice time, but it's still a ton of money. It doesn't really make any sense. Also, I just noticed the guy below him as well. 83 overall, wanting 9.5. What the heck? And I'll look at goalies here, guys. You got 2 90 overalls, Kos Karanta, Lukovic, franchise potential. Jeez. He was a 3rd round pick back in 2025 by the Sens. What an absolute steal. I'm just curious to see if there are any elite goalies. Festerini, okay, if we can sign him for free. Might as well try. Now, did he get drafted? Oh, he was actually drafted by us, but whoever we traded him to, he was on our team anymore, must have let him go. Interesting. And like I said, guys, the AHL team could lose at least one more defenseman. There are some high top 6s. Will Sharp, 25.79. He definitely a guy that, you know, kind of fell in terms of his draft stock right now, but you never know, could have a big year. Give him 925K. I think that'll be a really good help for the AHL team. And now in terms of the forwards, you got a couple guys here. Zykov, 24.76, sniper. Shots off, it's all offensive awareness, so honestly, I don't know. Poirier, 25.75. He's actually got a pretty good shot. One thing I noticed, AHL team just couldn't score, so maybe just go overall here. Matthew Cataford here, 80 overall, but his shot, that's nuts for an AHL player. So yeah, let's bring him in. Like I said, we need more goals in the AHL. And then Massey here as well, really good shot. And he's 26, so he's actually still growing. Now, maybe could use 1 or 2 fourth liners for the AHL team. This dude's setting on overall with 90 D awareness. Let's give him a contract. And then Curtis Douglas here doesn't have great D awareness, but you can see he's got 93 stick check, 5-star physically, 6'9". Let's bring him in for the 4th line. I'm just trying anything here to get this AHL team going. And there we go, guys. Festerini said yes, he was the medium elite goalie. Definitely, you know, see us using him in a trade package come deadline. Waiting to hear back from the rest of the players. Cataford said yes, same with Douglas, Massey there, and Sharp, along with Muldowney. So, like I said, hopefully, new face on the AHL team can turn it around. At this point, we don't really have to do anything other than wait for Benak to either accept the qualifying offer or wait till fall to get him a little bit cheaper. As we've only got $1 million to spend in free agency and the team's set. So, yeah, unfortunately, just not much to do. Del Rio there, like I said, he's going to be a stud. So, even though we got 1 year left, I don't really want to trade him just for realistic purposes. I feel like he would actually be a pretty big part of the team's defense in the future. And so in the fall now, guys, we got 2.8 million in cap space after dropping some guys down. Benak there only wants 1.4, so should really get him signed nice and easy here and actually have, you know, a little bit of extra money for the deadline, but it's really going to be tough to even bring anyone in. And there we go, guys. Benak said yes. Just got to add the lines now and should be ready for next season. All right, guys, the team's ready for next season. I think we have a very good chance to win one more Stanley Cup. First line's intact. Hughes, Misa, Martone. They still get that +5. We got Yzerman now on the second line with Zary and Pelche. I noticed Yzerman had more points than Iginla last year while getting less ice time. He's also got a much better shot there. 5 stars compared to Iginla's 4. So give him a chance on the second line. Iginla though with Benak and Irwin. Benak's now 83. They should be solid. Should mention too, I didn't notice before, but Misa apparently a face-off god now, 92. So love that for our first line center. Fourth line there hasn't changed for the last few seasons. Defensively, it's actually Paulson and Sider on the top pair getting a +5. We have Hedberg there and DuPont on the second with Fisher, Anderson on the bottom. Anderson's down to 82, so that kind of sucks. But at least, you know, we're keeping the captain. We're staying loyal. And then Fisher here actually has some really good stats for being an 80. 88 awareness, 87 shot block, stick check, 3.5-star physical. Much better than Moore, and I'll show you guys in a minute. And then Paulson here, I wanted it to be DuPont again, but we actually lose the +5. They get a -1, so just kind of have to do this. Even DuPont instead of Cider, no chemistry boost, so might as well go with the +5. Goalies there, no change. AHL wise, Georgetown 81. Look at the AHL forward group, you can see, I mean, 80s for the top line with +2. Mostly it's all, you know, high 70s or low 80s. Love this fourth line. Muldowney here, 90D awareness. Then Douglas is 6'9", 5-star physical. Merrick's here, 6'5", 5-star physical. So hopefully a couple Bash Bros. Then defensively, as I mentioned, Etienne Moore in here. You can see much worse than Fisher, 82D awareness. Physical is lower too. So that's how he got beat out. But the rest of the AHL group, you know, high 70s. I'm hoping this team with a couple, you know, scores added to the mix will actually be able to make the playoffs. I think that'd be the second time only AHL team would have made it, but obviously more worried with an NHL team, and they're still looking a very, very solid. So before we do the episode, guys, I'll show our ratings for the 10th and final year. We've got 100 offense again, 97 defense again, 89 goaltending. I think that's the exact same ratings we actually had to start last season. So hopefully team can play well, and like I said, get one more Stanley Cup. If you guys go this one, leave that thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a nice day. Goodbye.